Hi, first graders, soon to be second graders. We are starting a new lesson this week. It's called Ordering Objects by Length. So what that means is we're going to start to measure things and figure out how long it is, how short it is. We're going to compare it to other things. Is it longer or shorter? What's the longest? What's the tallest? What's the shortest? So we're going to put things in order by smallest to biggest, longest to shortest. And explore that. So today I have for you our little warm-up. It says draw and you're not going to do this. If you think, so we have two pencils here. We have pencil A, we have pencil B. This is going to require you to get up. So go ahead and push your chair out. If you think that A is the longest object, I want you to start doing jumping jacks. If you think A is the longest object. If you think B is the longest object, I want you to start doing lunges where you step really long, keep your body up. All right? Go now. A, if you think A is the longest, jumping jacks. If you think B is the longest, lunges. If you are doing jumping jacks, you are correct. A is the longest. So here's our two objects, and we're comparing their length. We will be on page 695 today, and then I'm going to have you follow along with me once you get there. So if you're not open to that page, get there now. Press pause. All right, so I have for you some cube trains here. Each cube train is a different length. Length is how long something is, okay? Draw the cube trains and circle the shortest one. So take a look at how many cubes each cube train is. You're going to draw this on your page and then circle the one that's shortest. And they do give you a gray line. Whoop. Uh-oh. So I want you to draw these down on your page and then circle the shortest. Press play when you have done that. All right, so if I'm looking at this, I see that my red cube train was 2, 4, 6. It was 6 cubes long. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then my blue one was only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I circle the one that's shortest, and I can see that it's this one. Now notice, did anyone use the gray line to line up your cube trains? That's a really important skill we're going to learn about measuring and comparing the length of objects. If I went like this and didn't line them up, I might think that my blue is longer because it passes my red. So it's important that I line them up so I can actually see which one is longer. I also made sure, just like when we practiced comparing before, that these match up, right? So I had my cubes match up in size too. I started at the starting line like a race. It was start at the starting line. And then I drew my cube trains out from there to see their lengths. Now, think about what we just learned. And I want you to draw these 3 straws on your paper. We are going to compare which one is tallest. So the last problem, we had 2 objects. And we were looking at how long they were, but we had them sideways, right? But we could do the same thing looking this way, right? But we want to make sure that once again, they're all lined up at the bottom, at the starting line. So my starting line in this picture would be right down here. I want them all starting at the same place. My line's a little wiggly. So go ahead and draw your straws. Make sure you might draw your own starting line. So you make sure that they all start in the same place. And then your job is to circle the tallest. On this problem, we looked at the shortest, which was this one. Now we're looking at their height, okay? And the height is how tall something is, and we're looking at the tallest. And tallest, that est means the most. So the most tall is what tallest means. The most tall straw. Circle that. All right, so you should have drawn these 3 straws and then circled this one. That one's the tallest. If they all start down here, then you can see if I draw a line going across, this one's the shortest. This one right here, shortest. What do I label that? I'm going to label it number 3 because it's the shortest. Then you can see if I draw a line across here, this one is the second shortest or second tallest. Then this one is number 1 because it goes above all the rest. And I made sure that they started in the same place. Okay, that's really, really important. Say, line them up. Yes, just like they're starting a race. Thinking about that because of Harley's track. Now I want you to turn to this page, which is behind the ones we were just working on, and write in the word length. We're going to go through and talk about some examples about what is length. This is what we're learning about this week. What is length? So some examples might be, and you could use different examples than me. You don't have to use my examples, but I'm going to use some words to describe length. Length is how long something is. So I'm going to write how long something, there's a compound word, something is. How long something is. That's one way I can describe length. Then maybe I'll give, and I described it in words, maybe I'll give an example with a picture. In my picture, I'm going to want to make sure that I have a starting line to start my objects. And then I might have this object, and I might have this object. And I can see that's the longest. That describes length. I might draw the same picture and show the shortest. I have my starting line. I'm going to draw. And then I might label this one shortest, which means with our est at the end, the most short. Another idea that we could do is you can look at an object and use a ruler or other objects to measure it. So you would start wherever the object starts, measure how long it is, and then you would end where the object ends. This is the length you're measuring. So these are the examples I came up with. You may use my examples, press pause now if you're not done, or you can come up with your own to show what length means, what that means, because that's what we'll be talking about a lot this week. So it's important that you know what it means. Then you have an exit ticket, and you will move these 3 objects to the starting line and line them up. But what it wants you to do is put them in order. It says put the shortest one first. So you're going to figure out which one's the shortest one, line it up on the starting line, and then put that one first. Then you'll put the medium length one. Then you'll put the longest one last. So your job is to put these 3 lines in order and make sure you put them on their starting line so that you can see that, okay? And then share your exit ticket with me so that I know that you're understanding how to put objects in order from shortest to longest.